Hey guys, Pastrana here. I'm going to give you a play-by-play on my record-setting run up Mount Washington. Hang on.
So you'll see to your left right here is actually David Higgins waving the flag on the second run. I gave him a year number 1. I wanted to go to 5th, and I almost did, and I'm like, just too fast. This second run, we'll just run this first couple corners. They're so right on the edge of being able to hold it wide open or not wide open. This new fast car was so scary. But you basically have this S chicane and then a hard right. Now this, if you hit your line right, you can take it well, but there's like a 50-foot vertical cliff on that outside. So you come past here, you get a hard braking into this corner. I feel like I could probably hit that a little bit quicker than I did actually in this run still. So unfortunately for me, that means there's time to be gained up this hill. But wide open, you got more jumps here than you think. As soon as you make that little kink, it's hard on the brakes. You actually jump over that, you jump over this, your tires are in the air over this, trying to hit this fast corner, but knowing that if you jump a little wide at any of those points, you're going straight off the mountain. So this is the first of 3 kind of corners that look almost identical. So this is a single apex. You got to kind of line that up coming over the crest. You got a little bit of kinks here that are kind of trivial or don't really matter as much. And then your second one right here is a double apex. Kind of widens out at the end. A couple more fairly trivial corners, except for this one's really long. Tend to just focus on getting that inside. The cones kind of surprised me there. I was trying to, in my notes, I was going to cut through there, which was where the 2-wheel thing was in the run with the Red Bull run. So this one, you see a lot of sliding up around there. And that corner, again, looks similar, but completely different characteristics on how you got to kind of make that corner work. This is the first left of 4. That's the second left. They look very similar, but the first one's long, second one's real tight. Kind of come up through here, fairly fast section, and then a lot of bumps and jumps, cars in the air, so under braking it's really difficult. That one not quite as narrow as the second one, that's the third one, so you can carry more speed. And this one kind of goes extra long, and your double apex and a lot of bumps. So that comes on to the longest straightaway of the group until you hit this last one right here. So this is a faster turn, but probably the most important corner in the bottom half, because this next straightaway just goes forever. I mean, you can see 6th gear. I mean, it's blurry on the camera. That car is vibrating, so much power, just firing up. And what you can't tell is it's a mountain. I mean, it is so steep. So you actually, any lift is exponentially just magnified, because it stops the vehicle. And again, 6th gear just absolutely ripping up through here. Kind of a little open part after going through those bridges. Now the bridges, it's just so narrow, and you can hit it really, really quick, but if you miss it, you're in the woods. And then right coming over this next crest, the woods just disappear. So you come over here, hard braking, coming into your left-hand turn right here. And then this right is what looks so cool. Just complete sliding all the way around that 4-wheel drift. This is the end of the first time session. So when you're doing the practice runs, you never really hit this corner at speed. So kind of overshot that a little bit. And my tires, I was really hoping would not be so burnt out at this point. But that's the jiggy section. And then you got right 3 right here, or in non-rally terms, a really hard right. Coming into slicks on on dirt, not really the best, especially when you're looking at the big rock shell on the insides and outsides of the corners. Super fast. Again, 6th gear, dropping down to 5th. This one's wide open. The next one's pretty much wide open, a little bit tighter. And then you have that, which is really quick if you hit it right. That's where David went off though. And then you get the really hard right. So it's hard because there's 4 corners, each with different lines, but they all look almost identical, and you're doing it all pretty much on ice at a very, very high rate of speed with huge cliffs and exposure. If you look through here, like this is all wide open. I actually got a puncture there in the kind of the warm-up runs. If you look at the rocks are super sharp right on the edges, and there's just no way to really control the car with those slicks on dirt. So coming up here, this is pretty much wide open all the way up through here, but you're in the air a lot. You're jumping around, you're bouncing. Again, big exposures. If you go off your 5th, 6th gear coming up through here, You're looking at 130, 140 miles an hour up through this section, which going off at even 100 miles an hour over that cliff, you're going to have a long drop. Big braking, getting really rough. Almost went for the handbrake right here because I just couldn't believe how hot the tires were, and they did not cool off at all for that dirt. So this is when David's choice to go with the bias ply or the radial tires would have really come in handy. And then onto a long straightaway and then a long kind of right turn here. So gave a little wave to the people that were up there spectating. And then this again, you make this left-hand turn right here. Really important corner, but so difficult this whole section. And then going in the fog, you never know if it's going to be completely fogged out there, or I think you can do that pretty much wide open until that left 3+ there opens, and then that jump over the corner. And then probably the scariest turn of the whole thing, I think maybe you could take this max. I didn't hear, but look at, you're in the air as you're going over that. On pretty much every racetrack, you get to the end and you're like, oh, I won, or I didn't win. This one, you're just like, I survived. I conquered the mountain and lived to fight another day. So thank you guys. Freaking awesome, man. We got Lewis at the top. Beat the record. That's cool. We're 2 seconds quicker. Yeah. It's going to be a lot more fun to watch, too. Anyway, that's record run up the mountain. Thanks for listening.